Hello, everybody. This is Travis from Pumpkin Hill Radio. I just want to let you know that our Patreon, patreon.com/Pumpkin Hill Radio, is really shaping up over there. So if you like the content you hear on this channel, you're going to love what we got going on over there. And for our first 10 subscribers to our Patreon, it's only $1 a month to get in. That dollar buys you bonus episodes. It gets a sticker sent right to your door. You'll get shout-outs throughout the next episode of Pumpkin Hill Radio as you become the ghost co-host for that episode. All that and so much more at patreon.com/Pumpkin Hill Radio. What the hell else are you going to do with that dollar?
The difference between us is that I can feel pain.
Sounds like a real boogeyman once you Freddy's coming for you.
Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy.
There's someone else in the hotel with us. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms.
It's got a death curse.
This isn't science. It's more like black magic.
Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper.
Hello, my not-out friends, and welcome to an extremely weird edition of Pumpkin Hill Radio. I'm your host, Travis Wormwood. Got my co-host, Dawson Trailer here.
Hey.
Every week we cover paranormal, esoteric phenomena, the strangest strange that we can find, and we get as far into the rabbit hole that we can go, and a little further even. And we're both mad at this point.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
Been going for a little over a year now. We're both mad. But the production value is going up.
Looking good today.
The lighting on
cameras, the lighting. We got good lighting. The mics are working perfect.
Yeah, Dawson, do not touch that mic.
I'm not gonna touch the mic. I'm not gonna pump anything.
If at any point you're listening to the audio and it starts to suck, it's because Dawson
I'm
touched
touching
the
my-
microphone a single
fucking
time.
bumping
This thing
shit.
is so finicky. My
Yeah,
cats have
we're
ruined
good.
all the
I'm gonna
equipment.
try not to spaz because when I spaz, I just flail.
Which is going to be hard
Hit shit.
because we just took Dubby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dubby.
Shout out to Dubby.
GG. Use code SARMO
Dubby gets me
at checkout
hyped.
for 10% off because that's our energy powder. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's not tarry too much at the beginning here. We got
We
a
got
lot to cover, Dawson.
Big news.
I'll be honest, for the listeners, we don't know where this is going to land. This might be
There's
a
a
Patreon
lot.
exclusive. This might be part of our Alien Update series on Patreon.
Yeah.
This might be just a full-blown regular-ass episode.
Yeah.
All right?
It might be just a myth.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
So in that case, maybe Happy New Year, maybe
Yeah,
happy
Happy New Year,
January, February, March.
Happy holiday season. I think it's over now. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, I don't know if you are
Shit's
watching
going down.
the video. We did take away the stockings on our video. We
Yeah.
kept the fireplace, and we've decided to just be in Egypt instead of
This
changing
is-
the background every now and then. I think we're just going to be Egyptian.
I think this is right.
Yes.
Just floating through a tunnel of hieroglyphs with
Again,
a fire,
if you are just listening,
Promethean flame.
you're only seeing half the battle. There's full video that's getting better and better
Yeah.
every time. At this point, you can go back to our older video episodes and see how much
Mhm.
we've improved already. So
Yeah.
take that.
Go back to the episode 1 and just listen.
Oh my god.
And just be, we've come a long way.
So we got a lot to talk about. I don't have any sometimes I'll fully formulate an episode, get the notes down just right, get every section of it down. This is not going to be one of those. We had
freestyling.
possibly a guest coming in. They did not end up coming in, which is fine. We just have some other stuff to cover. I want to say though, where do we start? Do we want to start alien news? Okay, a couple things we're going to be covering.
I think it all ties into aliens,
Yeah.
but we can just, I don't know, man.
Let's start with alien news a little bit because I'm going to start freaking out about it if I don't.
Yeah.
What's been
Give
going
it-
on in our skies, Dawson?
Okay, everyone knows about the New Jersey drones, is what they're saying.
So basically, I will say if this does become a free episode, this is also basically part 2 to our Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
We are doing
It's like a preview episode.
bi-monthly, which is twice a month or twice every 2 months. Who knows?
Mhm.
We're doing occasional episodes about 20 to 40 minutes long on all the alien happenings in our world today because there's so much drone stuff.
There's a lot
I want to
going
just open
on.
that up to the floor to this, which might become a main episode. So
Yeah.
if you want more information on that, go to the Patreon. It's $1 to join right now. Patreon.com/Pumpkin Hill Radio. Really close to filling up that $1 slot though.
Yeah. Get
Once
it while it's hot.
Yeah, we have 6 members there already paying. There's 12 full members already, but only 6 of them are paying right now. Once we get 4 more into that slot, there's 10 people that can pay $1. After that fills up, you're going to be paying $5 for the same content. And let me tell you, it's worth at least $100 a month. So $5 is still a deal. But if you want to get in on that $1 tier, now is basically your last chance. You have probably just a month or two before that fills in. And, because we're getting
Get it.
exponentially more numbers each time now at this point. So.
You're going to need to get it.
with that being said, just because this is so loose, yeah, again, welcome into Pumpkin Hill Radio, and let's fucking start it off. Alien news, Dawson. There's been drones.
Drones over New Jersey.
Everywhere.
There's a lot of talk about it, a lot of chatter. Everyone's talking to me about these drones. I'm hearing a lot of people, like, they've said, like, it's like a military thing and, like, a need-to-know basis, which, okay. I believe that's part of it. I think also, like, because it was, like, shit, like, just, like, hovering there for, like, a week. Didn't need, like, refueling or anything. Like, I don't... Was it a balloon? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
We are, so what it is, there's, like, an invasion happening. Whether that's from earthly sources
I've been calling it soft contact.
Yeah.
Not full invasion.
Oh.
It's like, it's just like a...
It's the name of, like, alien porn.
kind of sexy.
Soft contact.
I think it's...
Cool. And just to keep this, like, seat our pants, like, insane, like, totally no topics here, we are getting ready. I'm getting ready for a super sexy succubus Valentine's Day special.
Yeah.
So just a few months from now, we're probably going to have our shirts off. We're going to get really into succubus. Dawson's at least going to. He's got the candy.
I'll take the shirt off for sure.
I'll have one of those, like, muscle shirts that, like, has, like...
I'll just be standing up in the back with just in my underwear.
No, with the demon research we just recently did, I went down this whole succubi rabbit hole, and I think what a better way to present that than in the sexiest way possible.
Sexy February.
Yeah.
You know.
So get ready for
February
that.
Halloween.
Yeah, February for a February.
Yeah.
Just to build out what you're going to be hearing in the future a little bit. Yeah. Again, though, back to this drones thing. So it's been ramping up all year. Just to, like, kind of break down again, like, what we talked about in our Patreon exclusive a little bit, just, like, freehand.
The beginning of December, it kind of really started kicking off to...
Late November, December, and basically, really, it was
the holiday season.
Something almost every month, though, because there was the Manchester Airport UAP, which I posted plenty of pictures of. We talked about it before now, but it's this blue ball, this blue orbits that's just floating at the tarmac at this public airspace airport. Mm-hmm. That happened in January or June. No. Oh. That happened in, like, the summer. Okay. And it just got released to the public now.
Oh, that was
right. So there was stuff November. Because of the early November congressional hearings. I think they're part of somebody. We're even getting some of these new releases right now. But there was, even though it's all coming out right now, there was stuff happening. There's always stuff happening all the fucking time. But this past year, it's been ramping up like crazy. At the beginning of the year, we had the floating jellyfish UAP. This totally eldritch looking thing flying over just high intelligence, high security military base. All the way to different
invisible
stuff.
Monster.
So right now, though, what's happening at the end of the year 2024 is we are getting bombarded with drone news. They're calling these things drones because that's what you call something that's flying in the sky, I guess. But it's more UAP. You could be using UAP.
They did say we don't know what it is.
And, you know, and what's happening now is my feed specifically, because I look at it all the time. Like I was showing Dawson, I scroll through it. I can't not see different drone videos now. And I think a lot of people are getting that right now. And that is like...
It's hitting the web, the algos.
It's hitting the web. What's happening is people are posting it, and then I swear we are getting that classic Google bomb thing.
The Google bomb, dude. The algo bomb, dude.
I think some people are making like fake videos just like for views, for clickbait, for hoaxy stuff. Drifting. And I swear somebody's either paying people to make them, or the government is sending out
farms. I swear, it's like it's a whole like it's the same as like
it's a fight.
They're like Russian like meme farms. Yeah. To like sow controversy and shit. It's like. There's like I don't know if it's Russia. It's just like something. It's just blasting everything. Because I showed you when I like looked up like New Jersey drone footage on YouTube, and it like brought up like weird like home security videos of like someone flying a drone and like a guy with drone like the like classic like little propeller drone.
Yeah,
like, that's not it.
When we say drone,
and there's like videos coming out every day, blowing up on that shit.
So about half these drone videos that are coming up are these militaristic, like, or civilian, like, drones that you could, like, buy, like, open for Christmas. I'm seeing videos now of people posting, like, largest civilian drones you can find, or, like, largest, like, military drones you can find. And they're still, like, they're about the size of small cars, like, they're being seen. But then it's the quantity... It's the, like you said, they're floating there for literally days. So where is the infrastructure where they are landing and recharging? We are keeping eyes on them.
They just aren't.
They aren't landing. They're not doing that. And
so what? Like, there's like no like, there's no point of like propulsion. You know what I mean? It's like this like kind of weird thing. Yeah. That doesn't really make sense.
We're seeing just like we've
as
been
far
saying,
as like we know, but like
all these different types of crafts, right? There's like the pill shaped one. There's the orbs. There's these like okay, and now we're seeing more of these like 5D looking like wheels within wheels. These Orifim,
Yeah,
right, in biblical times, these
Yeah.
grand wheels with eyes and things that you see now. These what they call quote unquote like
That one that you showed me
angels.
that looks like the like old Xbox logo.
Yes. Yeah.
And then like the painting
Of
from
this,
like the
ancient
1500s
thing.
of that. Yeah, like
I honestly, I think I'm wondering if we should pause the video, if I should load in like 15 of these videos I saved and just watch them all.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's get
Okay.
it. Yeah, we'll take a break. We're gonna get videos.
Yep. So if you are listening, now's the time to switch to the video. We will describe what's happening though, so get ready for that. I downloaded a plethora of these videos I was seeing. Some are real, some are fake. I just want to show them to y'all. We can talk them through for a part of this episode. We'll be right back.
Let's get into it. Nice.
And we're back with Pumpkin Hill
Here we
Radio.
go.
We just loaded up a bunch of videos to watch along with y'all. We're going to do them one at a time and kind of explain what's going on. Again, this is just the drone stuff. To talk a little more on that before we begin. Yeah, it's just ramping up a ton. We're seeing multiple types of aircraft, of these like UAP. And I don't have many videos of it, but honestly, I've been seeing a lot of like shooting at them. Have you been seeing this? I've been seeing like lasers being pointed at them all over the place. I've been seeing like just straight up like
on like a battlefield, like you see like the tracers,
which
going
that
after
I do not understand. Like I'm seeing so many of those which seem almost like too much, you know? Like
what?
It's like too much. But without further ado, let's just look at some of these and describe them here. So first off, this is pretty dark, but it's this reported drone over New Jersey. Now this one here, let me zoom in here a little bit. It's this crazy looking. It looks like it's like you see that?
Yeah.
It's floating like stagnant. It's like a 3-piece system. I don't even know. It's just something crazy floating over in the air. It is not like an aircraft. It's just floating there.
Yeah.
This one, that is actually just a helicopter. See, that's what I'm saying though. So again, so what we're getting blasted with is this like half of them are these like what I just showed you, this weird like looking drone thing, and then this is like a helicopter lights like going behind a house, like you can see that's what it is. But it's being put up as this like New Jersey drone, right? We're meant to believe that it's just a disinformation tactic, so we just don't know what the truth is. Now here's something. This is over Washington. Again, this is just like some weird drone thing. But okay, this is what I want to talk about. Okay, so it's like, and me and somebody at the cow bar were talking about this last night as I was showing them this thing, is all these different videos with these different light patterns and things, and some of them have even like, some of them have, either they're just like floating in the sky, but some of them have like red and green blinking lights, which is like how like humans like, right? And so, but what we talked about last time is these like things that are like faking being aircraft. It's like, okay, I will say like 99% of these blinking things in the sky are definitely like just drones, like propeller drones. I'd say 1% of them are
something else,
are something faking that. Like you don't think aliens can make a green and red light to disguise themselves? That's the simplest thing. Like they can bend reality at will. They can make a green and red light so it looks inconspicuous. Like that's the first thing you would do.
You're gonna see, these other things flying around are blinking. These colors. You can just do that at night, and no one will even think.
Nobody would think about it. You get a video of it. It's like, it's just a
it's just a plane or something.
And I guess like you can look at that and be like, okay, what? So now nothing's real. And it's like, well, yeah, kind of. First off, kind of. Second, it's just like at your discretion. Again, it's like you look at some of these videos. Most of them are going to be like just random drone things. Okay, here's like artwork of UFO of the UFOs in 1697 versus these New Jersey drones. And it's just these old like lino cut block print pictures from like the 1600s of these orbs in the sky. It's these like biblical looking religious.
Looks things. A lot like the Xbox, the old Xbox logo.
Yeah, you really are.
Yeah. Then there's like that. Okay.
And then it shows a picture of what was going on the day, like a couple days ago, and it's just this orb in the sky with an X.
So
again,
is it the same thing? Maybe not. Kind of seems like it though.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. Just as far as things in the sky, just like changing through time, or like how we view them changing through time. It seems like that's what it is. Now here's a video I'm showing of, I believe. Okay, this is UAP. Like, a few weeks ago we showed videos of missiles going right through UAP, and the UAP's like reconstituting. Right.
Yeah.
Now this video, play it again. This is basically more UAP. This is being shot at by I believe U.S. military. And them just like exploding the missiles before they make contact again. Yeah, just
it's almost like a force field.
Yeah,
it seems like you know what I mean. Like
they're
shooting at these lights and they just.
And so that was in just regular like full color. You know, and then like the other one we looked at was this thermal thing where you can see like the heat displacing off of it, and it was like they were all like dripping something. Yes, it looked insane. So like it's almost working on like different levels. Like you can
Yeah.
see like the heat just makes it look so much different.
Yeah.
Okay, now here we have a video. This is like a ring camera at like a farm, and I thought it was
Yeah.
at like a meteor shower at first, but it's two orbs cutting through the clouds, and they take this like really slight curve there.
Yeah.
It's just again like it's not like a helicopter or something. It's moving in this weird way, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
That one-
Anything. That looks like ghosts.
Yeah, again,
You know what I mean?
it's like
Like-
those look like some kind of like spirits in the sky, and maybe it was just a regular drone. It's just part of the disinformation campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we were
It
talking
is.
about earlier. This like wheel within a wheel. This like
Yeah.
it looks like a 5-dimensional shape trying to be. It looks like a tesseract floating in the air, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't know of any drones that look like this. Like there's
It's
these
like a
blinking
wheel
lights.
within a wheel. You can see it like rotating around and like inside of itself, like because you see the lights on the other side of it.
Mhm,
like
you can.
what-
It's like almost
You can
like
see it's like just lights floating around in like a ball shape almost.
which to me points to like plasmic type, like
Yeah.
like a plasmic type entity, right?
My brain goes immediately to like biblically accurate angels.
Mhm,
with,
that's
like,
what it.
wheels in a wheel with all these like eyes and like lights.
Yeah, and
That's
like
just what it seems like.
and then we can tie that if you look
Which
at
is
whenever
like-
we were talking about
yeah.
like portals, wormholes.
Yeah.
They would look like these shapes where like you can't
Like,
really
what
see them
the
right because you're
fuck
just
is
like
this?
looking at too many
Yeah.
realities at once and you can't handle it. I think that's if we're doing like Eighth Tower type, like your mind is doing half the summoning for this thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You need to be there to create the circle
like, witness
to
it,
witness it, right? If that's the case, then I guess that's what you're seeing is this like wormhole. It's like it's that Kugelblitz. It's what they had that German word for it. It's a Kugelblitz black hole. It's this ball. It looks like ball lightning, sort
Yeah.
of like it looks like ball lightning without like the middle light. Like it
Yeah.
was just like floating there. There's this other video we'll show a little later of a light source going down to I believe the roof of some building in Palestine in
Yeah.
like the early 2000s.
I remember
It goes-
seeing that. That was like
it
in like
goes down. Let's see
2008.
if I can pull that up.
I remember
here.
like seeing that.
That's
Yeah.
so
So that was like
many
around the same time there was like the big like spiral in Norway.
yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
That was around the same time as that, and it was like
Here it is. So we'll watch this video together.
This
This was
shit's
on the
so-
news. This is one of our newscaster
Yeah, yeah.
guys. But it's this
it was like
light source-
Palestine or like Egypt or something.
Yeah.
One of those ancient places.
First off, I don't like when videos give you this circle. I can see like this like they dim out the rest of it and they just give you this circle and then it
That-
bounces off. They'll show it again. It's a light going to one of these.
it's just the pillar, and that goes into like the fucking ancient tech
Yes,
buildings. You know what I mean? It's like
that's one of those spiral
powering up or like charging or like doing something there.
And you see how
being,
this
like-
light source. See, it's like vibrating and rolling almost.
Yeah,
It
it's not
looks
just a
like-
circle. It's
it
like
looks like that shape we just showed
Yeah.
everybody. This like 5D shape, but it looks like it's filled in with light,
it
like
was
a like
completely
ball
filled.
lightning
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
right? And it just shoots off. And
Like, that doesn't make any sense.
That's not that
The
was
way it flies off is like, it's that shit where like, you can see that and be like, oh, that's CGI. But like, if you see it in real life, it looks, your like eyes are like, that looks like fake.
Mhm.
But it's just not.
It, and especially back then when that was
Yeah.
happening like a decade ago, that there wasn't any kind of, especially commercial drone that would be able to launch off.
No.
Just the speed that it bounces off is like what you see in all these UAP videos. All right, let's take it back here. Hopefully, how are we doing, audio listeners? Hopefully, we're still describing things okay. We are just busting through this stuff, though. I mean, it is interesting to look at. Now, this is just a video of these clouds above Japan, and it's just these orbs buzzing. And at first, I was like, those are just balloons, right? But they're buzzing around in like circles. They're making
No, the
maneuvers.
patterns are moving.
Look,
isn't-
they're like
yeah.
maneuvering with each other. And they're not planes. It's these
No.
like light orbs. It looks like all these orbs that we're showing everybody right now. There's like 3 of them
Yeah.
bouncing back. Dawson, I think we have a cat that wants to get in the room.
Yeah.
Every episode, we usually have to let a cat in the room. I thought they'd be in the other door. Dawson's gonna go let a cat
They're
in.
moving around. Hey, kitty.
All right.
We got a cat.
Hey, Sabrina. All right, yeah, just everybody listening probably was hearing the cat cry for like 10 minutes there. Yeah, she's gonna want to leave pretty soon. Well, all right. Okay, so now, how are we feeling about all this? Let's take the temperature of the room, Dawson. I have a lot more videos to go over, but we can take our time with them.
Yeah. Just that last one we watched with in the clouds.
That was in
That's
the
like-
daylight. That was in the daytime, by the way. A lot of these are
Yeah.
happening at night. These videos,
Like you can see that those aren't drones. They would be moving in the same pattern if it was like in the wind, if it was like weather or something.
They were almost doing like figure eights. Like it was going up and then
Yeah.
it went all the way down below the other orb.
Yeah.
Again,
they're,
this was in
dancing.
the daytime in Japan. It was just civilians like recording the clouds of it, like, and it was just these 3 or 4 orbs bouncing around like mad. Like they just were these. They just look like everything we've been looking at today.
Yeah. Moving in these like weird patterns and like speeds. You know, like it's the speed and like acceleration and shit and like maneuverability. It's like doesn't.
And then we'll have other.
It's different.
And we have other videos where it's let's see if this one shows it. Either way, though, a lot of them are showing, yes, you were saying like hovering lights for extended periods of time, like too long to even like hold a charge for. Basically, they're we're coming back so often that it's like, where are you even going to? So they're like hovering, and it also shows like, so you see 3 lights here, but they're moving together like it's a larger triangle shape behind it, right? It looks like something like the Phoenix lights,
massive. Yeah.
or like what I was describing, maybe on the Patreon episode where I saw that like triangular cloud, where it looked like the clouds were like folding off of it, and then it just fucking disappeared, and like within a block of walking. So that's like, it looks like, we're getting all kinds of different things here. I have 2 different videos here. I'm not even gonna worry about finding them right now. I guess just like these. One of them was this older video, from like '94 of these people in the ocean. And they see a group of these lights just hovering in the ocean, way out in the middle of nowhere, not moving, right? And then there's one from about a month ago, like that same thing. People just out there and they see him again. They're like, what? And that goes with all the underwater UFO stuff. That goes with another video we have here that's just like, it's just basically a bunch of atomic explosions right now. And it's saying, well, with all these UAP, especially underwater, like alien presence, that seems to be the case. When these records of us like first coming in contact with these underwater aliens was 43 during all this stuff. We did, or like 42, right? And then in 1943 is when we start doing nuclear tests over the ocean, and every part's like, just so on video, you're seeing so many different atomic bombs going off in the middle of the ocean.
Huge explosion.
I don't know if I can point directly to like they definitely are testing it. They want to know how this shit works. But it's like, why waste any like you can hit 2 birds with 1 stone here. It's like, why waste that? Like, there's a presence underwater.
There's something down there.
Either at this point we didn't know, and this is letting these underwater aliens like know that we have atomic fuel at this point, like we can like make bombs like this. Or it's like the United States and different countries bombing the aliens.
Well, I think that's the thing is, because like we, the technology to make like an atom bomb, like maybe we like we're like reverse engineering that. There's these warring factions of like aliens or whatever we want to call them, these like entities, and they give us fucking nukes. Like, why don't you go blast the ocean with these? Why don't you go get those guys?
We're thinking,
why don't you go get those guys? Like, we're kind of like pawns in it all,
Definitely we are.
Or like, we're like, we're giving like tools for like one.
So they
don't have to like deal with like the karmic weight of it. So they're putting it on us instead,
Damn, they're like playing by spiritual fucking rules right now.
Yeah, they're playing on like some really,
Ooh, I like that.
Like
a few different. If there is something above and below, kind of fighting in different sides of things. Or it's all just the same fucking
or it's
thing,
just or we just discovered something and we're like freaked the fuck out.
Yeah. Yes. That was just funny. I was like, I guess we did start bombing the ocean en masse.
Because I've heard things too. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard like there was like a bunch of these like things happening in Japan too. And that was like one of the reasons we're like, we just blast them. Just turn it to glass. Yeah.
Just end it all.
Yeah. We're like, we gotta like get these aliens out of here because they were just like coexisting almost. Is like what I've heard. I don't know how real that is. Someone might just be fucking telling cool stories. But
yeah. Well, I'd say probably like every like,
you know what I mean? Like,
area of the world, every like governing force, if any of this is real, and I'm going to venture to guess that it is at this point. I'd say every governing body is somewhat in contact with it, like through either like hidden agendas and just like shape shifting, which we go back to a lot here, or they're just straight up like the Eisenhower like agenda where you're just signing deals with like Pleiadians to like trade humans for alien tech, right? It's like, because that's like you're finally like signing a deal of like to get this stuff. You're like signing a deal with the Promethean like intelligence to get this fire from gods. Well, Okay, so and then along with this, I mentioned also like they're like shooting at them. There's like all this weird like sky.
There's
stuff,
like battles happening.
right? There is. Okay, so like this video.
This one's
tell
weird.
me this. This is like maybe some kind of insane like natural phenomenon, I guess, but it is the most insane thing I've seen. It's just like
I've seen a lot of lightning, and
it's like
fire.
If you shot, like a plasma cannon from the sky, is like what it seems like. It's the entire sky lighting up. I can't find it again. It's the entire sky lighting up, and like a ball of like lightning. It's 20 times as wide as lightning probably should be.
Yeah,
like falling through clouds and like striking the land like a death ray.
Yeah,
it looked like a god weapon. You know, and that could just be like a natural phenomenon. But there's like all this stuff happening right now in the sky. There was this like, and there was like wars going on too. But there was like phosphorus rain I was seeing in different parts of the world, which is I guess from like poison in the clouds from like warring factions on Earth here, like humans, whatever, just like putting like bombs at each other. But just like the sky raining fire is what I've been seeing a lot of. Even over like Portland, Oregon, there was like this like flashing orange light in the sky.
those those lights in the sky, because that's been something that's been happening too for like years, like in like South America and shit too, in like Central America. Like people will just be like, they'll just see off like on like a coast, and they'll just like look out in the ocean. It's like these like, it's not like lightning. It's like literally like lights are changing. Like it'd be like purple, green, blue, red. Purple, blue, green, blue. It's like flashing, and then also like it's like, what the fuck is that?
10 Cloverfield Lane ever?
Yeah.
The very end of that. Spoilers for 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's all real at the end. Like she's like thinks that she's trapped by like a psycho telling her there's aliens. She gets on the road at the end, going toward. I'm pretty sure going toward like Portland area. Honestly, I'm pretty sure she's going toward there. And the sky is just flashing this like green and orange like pulses. Right? It's like a pulsing.
Yeah.
Which is like totally strange. So
like,
it looks just like
is.
that was. I'm watching it for real, and I'm like, that reminds me of an alien movie.
Like, it's
So
that's what's going on.
This is all happening at the same time as this other thing on the spectrum that I think is time to dig into, Dawson.
Yeah.
And we'll try to post this around the same time that it's actually happening. But here is just the Yahoo article, just to tell you that it's like, not that I'm saying Yahoo is right, but it's like this is like how this
is just like casually just out there.
Okay, let me just read the headline here, and we can dig into it. Pope Francis to open 5 sacred portals on Christmas Eve for a ritual that's never been done before.
So I mean, you read something like that and you tell me not to like just completely tie it into what's happening with all the UFOs shit. Come on now.
Yeah,
I mean, we're like literally seeing portals opening in the sky.
This is
Pope's about to open portals on Earth.
This is what they're calling the Catholic Church Jubilee. Every 25 years they do this, apparently. Since like the 1200s. Since old as fuck.
Yeah.
The 900-year-old fucking cycle we're working on right now. Every 25 years or so, the current Pope goes to these specific, usually like not chapels, monastery, whatever they fucking call them over in the UK, like whatever the specific like term is formed there. But just these grand churches. You go to specific churches where there are these doors. I'm looking at these pictures of doors where it just go back to our, now again, this is more Patreon bait, but it's like we had a whole episode on like kind of some giants and like mud flood stuff.
Huge.
And this is the picture of the Pope standing in front of 5 different humongous doorways.
These giant iron doors.
You can see, well, I think it's copper. I think it's
that might be
like
copper.
Demon containment material.
That might be copper.
We're talking, it's basically, there's these rooms in these different like monasteries, these ancient places in Europe that are like strictly like basically forbidden to be opened except for on these 25-year cycles.
Yeah.
And the Pope goes in, and what he does, okay, and then we can fold in magical weapons here, magical items, because each Pope, like the Pope has his staff, this like thing with the cross on it. Each Pope has their own staff made usually, and they'll even go back and use older Pope staffs for certain rituals. They'll get them made. I had like the actual term for it here. They're called a papel ferula, which is just Pope staff in Latin. Pope's rod. Please. But it's like each one has this. This is just like a magical item basically.
Yeah.
Which so what happens every 25 years? The Pope goes into this copper
wand.
Yeah. Well,
sorts.
it's the same. Yeah, exactly. What they're actually doing, they're fixing these large, like, cross-like things at the top of them, which are wands, onto these staffs for, like, a double power here.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about how wands are just extremely interesting devices to have been created.
Energetic power channelers, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the Pope goes into these 5 doorways, which I can only imagine are like copper-laden, like these kind of demon containment areas, if you will. These like highly spiritual areas. I'm sure it's
usually
covered
there's
in
like gold and shit. Yeah.
All these conductors. What he does, he knocks his staff on the ground 3 times, and then there are words inscribed on the ground in Greek and Latin. And then he traces the words with his staff while speaking these words. That's
incantation.
That's an incantation on a. Okay, so this is a spell that happens every 25 years for the past
extremely sacred items,
800 or 900 years. Yeah, these very specific sacred sites. Now, here's the difference right now, and they said there's a whole tour of why that gets weird through the centuries. It gets changed and stuff. There's a whole there's all these different rituals that kind of come in and out of play with it. This time, for the first time ever, of the 5 holy doors they're opening, they're choosing, instead of going to like the usual portal spot, the Pope is going to a specific prison.
Yeah, the prison door.
He's in.
That's why it's like one that it's never been done.
It's never been done, and so they're saying on the surface they're saying that it's like to like tell all humanity, even those that are incarcerated, that it's like, here you are. Here's the portal. Here's your like holy door opening. Now, what this says to me,
it's like cleansing or something.
No, this seems like
we have other thoughts on this.
If you're going to like change a magical incantation that's nearly 1,000 years old and start incorporating these like imprisonment rituals into it, it's pointing to like a trapping of like. It's reminding me of our Saturn worship episode where it's like just trying to bind souls to like our reality, like trying to like, it's like the prison planet thing, right? Like it's it's like, instead of, I think I said this, like, what if he's using the hollow earth as the vessel to use demon containment spell on the all of humanity? Yeah, which like sounds like insane, but it's like not like the hollow earth per se, but like using the earth, like using Gaia as like a vessel to like imprison all of humanity, basically.
Yeah, I mean it seems like a last ditch effort. Yeah, I think there's like things coming in that are like against like the Saturn worship. That's like what some of these UAP things are. I think some are government. I think some are like not good. Also, some are the Saturn worship cult, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a mix of everything. There's like it's a convergence happening right now. There's like, it's like the battle, Armageddon of sorts, the final battle of like
Jormungandr is getting to the end of his tail here. Like, as far as like eating himself in the timeline, it's like
it's like how it all feels. Honestly, that's how everything, like the energy just ramping up feels.
So
I think like the Pope, opening these doors is like, it's like that last ditch effort to like contain it again.
Like, I don't know. Like, what if like every 25 years they got to do it to like stop it, to like be like, hold on now, like just like, okay, we're saying like maybe these things used to drop like mana, these like plastic beings, these like ancient like holy like artifacts and things that you can eat to like live like extremely long time. Yeah, it's basically like spice melange from Dune. Basically, but it's
the
like,
same thing.
Okay, like ride with me. What if the church for some reason is putting the like, or like the powers the larger it be, put this like spell in place 1,000 years ago, 800 years ago. I won't give him the K yet, but it's close. You're talking about spells that last over 500 years. It's something for sure. What if like this is like a containment spell, like on that part of it, to like stop it from coming out, to like, I guess almost like stop the mana from falling. Right? To like, that's like part of this like Saturn worship. Then it's like keep
the Matrix.
Keep the Matrix in
keep
play.
The Matrix in check, basically. It's kind of how it seems. I also, part of me thinks too, like they're opening of a prison door. That like, it gives me like they're releasing something, like releasing a kraken of sorts, spiritual kraken being released to like
they're opening
really
the door.
Just dominate. Like it's like their like secret weapon.
Well, yeah, it's like if
it's like in Godzilla when they have to like call Godzilla to like fight a greater.
Yeah, it's like get the demon up here. We got a super demon here.
Yeah. We got like something else. This thing's gonna like free the people.
Like, and if these things have been trapped under this spell, under this like what we're saying is like these this magic system that's overlaid on the cosmos.
Yeah,
there's like a spell being put on right now to like contain all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you were under that spell for 800 years, you would then be really pissed when you started to finally get loose, right? So like that's why they're coming down in drone and swarms here. Like that's where like end time stuff almost starts to come in, where it's like you would be mad if like you could not come into our reality for 800 years of trying to knock on the door of like you almost like they were like this older god thing, like giving this life, and then they're cut off, and like
they're cut off from like their creation. If we're like that's what we are to them, because that's it gets into like the Cliff High stuff where he's talking about like the Elohim, which is basically a Saturn worship cult, like Elohim like worship cult, where like they're actually against the Elohim. The Elohim are like what made us or whatever. We're like they're like their flock, but then the Saturn worship cult basically took control of us and started like hurting us in a certain way, tricking us,
that pantheon,
trying to trick them,
like
doing all these like really like trickstery shit that like isn't, that's not good. It's like trapping us and like hindering our like true like
trickstery in like a malevolent way. Because we talk about trickster guys and like a pretty white tricks all the time, but
it's more of like not like trickster. I don't even want to say. I don't know if trickster is right. I think it's like deceiving. Just straight up like lying. Like fooling our whole worldview, like not letting us fully like develop spiritually and like energetically, keeping us at like a lower vibration and shit. Yeah, but these Elohim are coming back. They're coming back.
An imprisonment spell.
Yeah, the Elohim are coming through, and they're like, no, you're done. You've
cut it off.
You tried to like take control of my flock.
Yeah, so we'll see what the hell shakes out. Like.
These are all just ideas. I'm not saying this is what's happening for sure, but it is just pointing in that direction in my mind. What I'm like gathering, I'm like,
I don't want the cult of the Star Mother to become a doomsday cult.
No, it's pure hope. Star Mother is pure hope.
It's pure hope. It's I'm
gonna get high on hopium.
I have also separately. We have come to the conclusion over multiple episodes that the Star Mother is current cycle of our mother dragon right now.
Yeah,
actually, so that's like. Just like the dragons of old, So we got that held down. So thanks, Star Mom.
Stay Star Mommy.
So what else we got here, Doss? I mean, as far as like connecting it through, we kind of like wrapped it around. What I have done then, I went ahead and just looked up some other like magical items. I like to get that index going every once in a while. It's been a few dozen episodes since we really talked about like specific god weapons or like magic things.
Is that like I mean, it's relevant now.
Just like if we're talking about like this staff as like a magical tool, I wanted to bring some other stuff in just to like talk about that. We can talk about like, okay, so I have like the Holy Lance written down. Okay, do you know much about that, Dawson? That's the lance. Okay, it first appears in historical records in 570, when Antonius of Piacenza reported seeing it in Jerusalem. This is the lance that stabs Jesus.
Oh yeah, okay,
the Holy Lance. Okay,
that's what that is.
Now, you know where this thing ends up? Okay. It's just okay. It's physical description and composition of it, as far as I could tell. It was this like it's an iron blade, possibly with silver wire wrapped around it, or some kind of like that wrapping, this conducting material. Reportedly containing also a nail from the true cross.
Oh shit!
Okay, like built into it, which is like a different holy artifact in itself.
Yeah, that's.
It has a golden sleeve that was added to it in the 14th century. It's like a way to contain it, right?
Another conductor too.
Yeah.
Okay.
The total length was 50 centimeters. I actually don't know how long that is in inches, but I'll let that up to the user's imagination. Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
It was like that.
And so basically, okay, this is like a land. This is an item that is transmitted through history, right? Mm-hmm. We have Charlemagne, this fucking in the medieval period, 1800s or 800s, excuse me, or if time is all wrong in the 800s, it's the same thing. Yeah, Charlemagne carried it through. He says he carried it through 47 victorious battles, straight up. Okay, Otto I claimed victory at the Battle of Lechfeld in 955 while holding it. And then Frederick Barbarossa dropped it crossing a river, reportedly causing his death. Okay, that you know where it ends up after that? Nazis.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Hitler.
He was obsessed with these sacred items.
That's what I mean. And it's like
that's why they were like down in Africa. They were fucking all over the place.
So that's why I'm afraid when the Pope whips one out and he wants to use an imprisonment spell on us.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's par for the course. Adolf seized the lands from Vienna in 1938. Okay, you want to know where it went next?
Where's that?
USA. Perfect. General Patton recovered it in 1945, baby. It's under our banner now.
Perfect. Yeah.
And then detailed studies of it have been conducted, and it was returned to Austria. It's it's been returned, not to Austria necessarily. It's been returned, I imagine, to the Vatican.
Yeah, I mean,
so they did a bunch of research on it and they had to send it back.
Hide that in the Vatican.
Okay, like
all the other fucking cool shit. Sure, like Excalibur is fucking in there.
Like that lineage.
Yeah.
Go through it again. Stabs Jesus. Charlemagne has it. A couple different kings has it. Adolf gets it. U.S. gets it. Studies it. Gives it back to the Vatican.
Yeah. Is this like a type of technology that maybe was reverse engineered?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Well, again, it's like
right?
Again, it's like this is another thing
it's
where
weapon.
Eye of Newt does not mean Eye of Newt.
Yeah.
This like Holy Lance, like Lance, yes, perhaps something else as well though, like ancient tech of some kind.
Yeah.
Whatever that would be. Because here are some of the like magical effects that I could find about it. Constantine would constantly have visions, all right?
Mm-hmm.
His spear would glow in otherworldly light, okay? That was during the Battle of Milvang Bridge. That was recorded in the Uthbos Church's history. This thing glowed. You know what else glows? A weird light?
A lot.
Every single alien with the wand. It's like also one had it. The Frogman had it. It's like such a... The Frogmen and the Frogmen.
Sounds like another just glowing wand.
Yeah, it sounds like a glowing... Yeah, it's a glowing wand. Okay. Oh God, where are we? Well, yeah, multiple accounts. Okay, that first account, Constantine's vision. That's from the year 300. In the year 900, a little over 600 years later, the lance again is reported to emit a brilliant light during battle, striking fear into the enemies.
Yeah.
And then 400 years after that, when Rudolph I grabbed the Holy Lance, witnesses reported seeing a golden aura surrounding him.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So powers, apparently it gives you invincibility in battle, prophetic visions to the bearer, control over destiny, and protection from physical harm.
Yeah.
So that's what they're working with the Holy Lance. That's what they have in the Vatican right now. That's what they're like. I guess like
what's going on?
Like reverse engineering does not mean that they not even like necessarily have to mean that they have like a piece of high tech stuff they're reverse engineering. It might be like a staff with a rune engraved in it, and they just have to scan like the biometrics on like
how do we recreate this?
Yeah,
what is making this powerful?
This is like an item, even though it's just like a staff or a spear. If it is a spear, it's a spear that is poking through multiple realities and creating this psychic tattoo over itself to have these properties, right?
Yeah, and you have to think too, like the way things are translated too. You know what I mean? Like it might like just mean something else.
Well, that's what I was saying.
You say like a weapon that like
Newt, it's
that shows this brilliant light that like strikes fear in the enemy. It's like, okay, well, it sounds a lot like nuke almost.
Also,
the atom bomb goes off. It's like this flash of light that immediately like it's gonna fuck you up.
Mm-hmm. On a smaller scale, I believe, with this, but it's like
it could be just like a miniature thing of like that caliber. You know what I mean?
Atomic, like ancient atomics, right? Like
or
like nuclear fission.
In like 1,000 years, when people talk about like how like the U.S. won World War II with like the atom bomb, it's like they had this weapon that just flashed this flash of light weapon that just struck fear in everyone. You know, it's like everyone just surrendered at that point. It's like, well,
there's reports of them like,
man, they're facing the other way. They have their eyes covered and they just are seeing their bones,
and they can see their bones. So
they're not even facing
it. It's psycho.
Yeah. And they all die in like a couple years from cancer.
If you like looked around that room, you just see a bunch of like brains and like nervous system like wires going through the body. I bet.
Yeah, it'd be fucking crazy.
So like once you do that, you get contacted. Basically.
Yeah. So basically, the things come through like that portal, whatever that portal opens. Things are like, whoa, we got to get through here. What the fuck are you guys doing?
So here's one, DOS. There's a classic. It's the Holy Grail, and we've talked about it in the past with like Merlin stuff about how the Holy Grail is More signifies like enlightenment. The Grail is like your mind, and like the lands that need to be quenched of fire are like this like burning in your mind of like trying to figure out what the fuck you're doing, right? But it also is like possibly a real item that like couldn't either embowel that or like it's like it's this could be an item that is also like an idea basically. Like if we're talking about like alien tech, like there isn't like it could be like it could be fluid in like multiple realities where
it like we've kind of talked about it before. It's like one of those things that like once you see it, it like expands your consciousness in a certain way, just because it's so nuts.
The Elder Scroll
effect. The Elder Scroll effect. Like you just see it and you're like,
that's what we call it here.
You're like, oh shit, I'm either go insane, or like you just immediately like age and wither like in Indiana Jones.
Like my face just melts off, whatever it is.
You just like turn to bones because like it just every time just disappears for you. Everything just fucking goes insane. I don't know.
So, where did this come from? Estimated 1st century BCE to 1st century CE. So, it's apparently it's an agate cup with medieval gold mounting. All right, first documented in 262 CE in Valencia from the Valencia Cathedral.
Okay.
Wasn't
it like the cup that like Jesus drank out of?
Yeah, during the
or something like that.
Yeah, during the Last Supper. That's like what it's said to also be. And there's like a couple like reported like chalices that like either like are the same one or like multiple things. So it's possible that he like has multiple of these.
I mean, I'm sure he drank from
that's the one I just said is called the Valencia chalice, right?
Yeah.
Next we have the Antioch chalice. This was discovered in 1910 Antioch. It's a silver alloy with biblical figures engraved into it. It has this 6th century craftsmanship, and it was currently at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So like then we have one, the Nantios cup made of olive wood, which classic. Now I think that's like the best one we have so far. Estimated to be found in the 14th century CE. Significant wear from pilgrims drinking from it. Nice. Under private ownership right now, which again, like that just means that it's like
someone has it.
The Vatican has it. It's locked up. Yeah. Also, I know like the gold sounds fancier. The olive wood. We look back at like Greek culture stuff. These things that the Christianity metamorphosized from.
Yeah.
We look at Athena, the one who brings the olive tree and who like creates Athens, or who like is the patron saint of Athens. There's like a lineage there. We talk about sacred.
I'm pretty sure like the cross that Jesus was crucified on was like olive wood.
It was an olive wood. And you have that olive wood.
I have an olive wood cross.
Crucifix, yeah.
Certified sacred item.
Yeah. But you need at least one.
So I don't know.
Yeah, like that's the idea of like sacred material or like these like birch has certain properties. Like olive wood has these certain properties. Obviously, gold and silver have these different properties too.
Just sacred earthly items, like materials, I guess. So, certain things just have a certain like vibrational structure to it. You know what I mean?
I think, and now Merlin, he's telling Alexander
the Great.
Yeah, I'm like, how can I think of this most famous?
Excalibur.
Excalibur. I'm like, he's telling Alexander to find the chalice. Yeah. Like. Regain the quench the fires of the land, and then you like become like ruler when you have this thing. Yeah. So like, what does that mean? Like, if we're talking about like a more of a metaphysical item where like you gain like greater understanding, like I think it's like the chalice is like mantling godhood, right? It's like putting on.
Well, that's like it has something to do with like the fountain of youth, right? You use the chalice to drink from the fountain of youth or something, or am I mixing that up?
Man, like that might be
that like gives you like immortality.
That sounds like that sounds like too much.
It may be. I might be just putting those together.
Well, like it sounds like that you're creating a spell that is too powerful.
Yeah. I mean that's like the immortality.
Well, okay, like you're right because the power is to. Okay, well that's like. Is the fountain of youth then the same thing as the child? It's all just these like finding. It's these questing for things. Names are just names. You can have like one thing might have multiple names.
They're like riddles almost.
You might call it the chalice. You might call it the fountain. You're just searching this. It's all your mind though, right? If we're going with that idea. So these ideas of like eternal youth, healing capabilities, like unlimited sustenance, divine vision, this spiritual enlightenment. if you're just like mantling that godhood, like becoming this god in your mind, I guess that like gives you these powers then, right? That like gives you the like how to like rule over.
Pretty sure.
I'm like a real and like whether you can reach that now, whether you have to like full like become a monk and like maybe you can start to do that. I think like talking about mana already, like you able to get a little bit of mana in you, you can reach these heights a lot easier, right? Which is like that was all you able to have that back in the day. Like that might even be what it is. Like that's like this thing that gives you the power to be immortal, basically.
Yeah,
it's like that's not too much different. That's at least the first step to it. But like just to go over like these are like all very like Christian things too. That's what I was ended up digging into. But that's fine.
Oh, we were talking about the Pope.
Yeah.
Sacred items with
the cup is set to glow with inner light. The cup. Unusual properties preserving nearby or it preserves like organic materials nearby. There's no degradation on it apparently through like years of handling it. Oh God, I have stuff on the Blackstone, which we kind of talked about during the Saturn worship. I don't really want to dig into that right now. Here's one though. Here's a different religion for you. Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
The sacred tooth relic. This is a Buddhist. This is a Buddhist relic, and Buddhists don't generally like to have too many like things to cling on to. You know.
No, it's almost.
You really don't want that. That's part of it. Is like no earthly thing. So to have like a sacred item there, I was like, all right, cool. Circa 483 BC. This was upon Buddha's death in Kushingar, India. This was it's called the tooth relic. I don't know if it's. I think it is the Buddha's tooth, right? It was
kind
retrieved.
of what it sounds like to me.
It was retrieved from the Buddha's funeral pyre. It's currently located at the Temple of the Sacred Tooth in Kandy, Sri Lanka. Right. Okay. This thing, 483 BCE, recovered from the funeral pyre. 313 CE. It was used as a token. It was given as like a token to Sri Lanka by a princess, right? It then started to move between different capitals. It's housed in different places. It's okay. It's just this off-white amber tooth. I think it's just a tooth. Multiple ornament there. It's in this like ornate casket, like multiple like little caskets, right? There's an inner golden casket of pure gold construction, gem-studded surface, intricate Buddhist motifs in this thing, 7 layers of containment. Okay, there's 7 layers of this thing. Talking about like containment again.
Yeah.
Like layers within layers, like fuck. The outer chamber of it, like that it's stored in, just the actual box, is climate controlled. There's multiple security measures there. And there's ritual protection systems like built around this thing, right? This
heavily guarded.
What it apparently gives you is weather control. Among other things, this is a different. Okay, this isn't giving you like. This can give you like healing type properties, some others, but really this is
weather control.
341 CE reported to the relic brought rain during severe drought.
Okay,
that's from the chronicles of this guy, but it's like this weather control. It's like a separate item. I like looking at these things now. Like instead of like enlightenment, it's like an exterior result. It's like, and honestly, a lot of these like this Buddhist stuff, like some of these Indian gods that have like just atomic bombs for like hands, like these like they have a lot more like exterior, like spiritual battle stuff, right? Like I feel like so much of like the Christian side of things is just like inner struggle that you're like doing,
it's
and
like metaphors.
The chalice is like trying to like channel that. Where this is just straight up like you control the weather now. Yeah, you have the Wind Waker basically.
Is that like? I mean, that just makes me think of that video of the weird lightning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, it definitely does, doesn't it? It definitely does.
Direct energy weapons kind of shit.
Yeah, like dark. Fucking harp, like these like weather control.
It's a real thing happening.
Then
the real thing happening.
What are the chances he reverse engineer a fucking Buddha's tooth, get the weather control? It's not there, and I would say
there's something there.
Yes, yeah, and really, who's to say if it truly is like a tooth or like something else, like something that has like, I don't know, even like if it's like a crystalline structure. There's the way that like like quantum information can be stored on like the lattices of these crystals. Something these interior structures of solid objects is you could store like so much
just
information in there.
Yeah. The way it's like held together too with like certain like metals and things too. It's like just charging.
Yeah, the way that
it's just charging.
The way that it's within 7 layers of containment with spiritual boundaries around that.
And a pure gold casket. Like,
so when people tell me that magic isn't real, and then they pray, or then they like believe in any religion.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. It can be any religion. I'll cover a magic item in every religion at some point, but it's like that doesn't make sense to me. That you don't think that like it's like you need to carry it all with you.
Yeah,
like, don't have a half thought about this shit. Like
it's all there.
Yeah. I have other stuff. One more just to dig into some stuff.
Yeah.
The true cross fragments. Okay, it goes along with like the nails. Apparently, one of the nails on the lance, right? They had them from fucking Golgotha, Jerusalem, excavating all 3 of those crosses that were up there. Him, like Jesus and his 2 buds that were chilling up there. It was initially distributed to Rome and Constantinople, right?
Yeah, sounds about right. Vatican's in Rome.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. It's made out of olive.
Yeah,
it's made out of olive, possibly pine construction as well, but mostly olive.
I'm willing to bet mostly olive.
So it's ranging from like splinters. Like you could have just like a splinter of it and be like,
it's gonna be
and have that
power.
There's like larger power. There's larger pieces of it too. That has this like, and you'll see this a lot with like holy touched items throughout all the religions and cultures. Is this like resistance to decay?
Yeah.
Which we talk about like things from other realities like poking through, and when they come here, they have to use items in our reality to come together. So they're using like, if they're in the forest, they're using like bear fur and like fucking pieces of wood and stuff, and they're becoming this like creature, and it's like decomposing so fucking fast because like it's not realizing time in the same way we are. So it's like almost the opposite of that. It's like this thing is like bound to our reality so much that it will not decay. Like it's not even like will not fall out of time with us.
Well, I think too, if these like things like God like immortal fucking things like touch something, it's like, you know, it like imprints that onto it. Yeah. So like a thing's not going to decay because it's like has that like immortal like imprint on it. Of this like thing outside of time and space that just like preserves.
It's this thing that cannot recognize time, touching something that's in our time and like just extending.
There's that cloth or whatever that was like over like Jesus and
Shroud of Turin.
The shroud.
I have that here. I just didn't read it. Okay. Yeah. There is
because there's like blood and they like analyze and it's like this should be like dead cells, but it's still like living cells. It's like what
the hell is that? A
living blood cells on something that's like 2,000 years old.
So we definitely have a whole episode on like holy artifacts coming up at some point, but like there's levels to them where it's if straight up like Jesus touched something, it's like considered like a level. This isn't like even this is like what the Vatican does.
Yeah.
Like there's like
I don't
know if they call it like level 1, but it's like there's like the level like 1, like the highest point, or these like there's like what Jesus touched. Then it's like level 2 would be, I believe, like what his disciples touched.
Someone
that knew him, right? And then level 3 is like it's like someone that it's like just one
it's
more.
Like someone who touched this.
Yes. Because there's like a transference to it, right? Because we talked about this probably 40 episodes ago. Don't even go back and listen. I don't know what
it's like rings of association.
When we talked about like the Flannel Man, remember this? And we're talking about how what if like a holy or some sort of like other type, like some type of like dimensional type creature in a different fucking phase of reality touches just like a flannel shirt. Now, like, does that thing like does that thing then like fold into becoming like an entity? Like how are those? We've talked about the Flannel Man before. We've talked about sleep paralysis stuff before. This really isn't the episode to dig into it now because we're at about an hour already, but like that'll all get folded into that episode too. Because there's the idea of like there are these ancient items that are touched, and there's like these like newer ones where it's like did like somebody rub a piece of like this cross fragments onto like a flannel shirt and like use some kind of like void magic fucking overlay spell, and like you get like this.
Someone's just wearing a flannel and just comes in contact with something, stumbles upon it. All of a sudden, they're like this weird night sleep paralysis, like monster.
Yeah, you get like almost sucked in. It's
maybe
like
they just don't even know that's what it is. You know, they're like doing.
Yeah,
they're exploring.
They're just,
I don't know.
Who the
man.
fuck knows? Yeah, and like you bring up a good one. The shot of turn, this thing that's like on it.
Yeah.
These items, the touch.
So just weird stuff, man.
Yeah, just weird fucking stuff. I like
stuff where like a lot of people want to like think a lot of people think, oh, we got a lot figured out, we know what's going on, but then there's these anomalous things all throughout history, and it's like, why? Okay, if all these like anomalies have happened in history, and it's like mysteries.
Well, we base our religions off,
and we're just gonna assume that like these lights flying and hovering around the skies are just that's just no.
We threw that out.
That's nothing to worry about.
We threw that out with the witches 40 years ago, right? It's like no, we should still hold this. We should still hold these ideas in our head somewhere because
it's definitely still happening.
Yeah, because it's still fucking happening. One more quick thing. The actual, like, we talked about the abilities of different items, like the cross fragments, some of their items. Again, we talked about how a lot of these like Christian related stuff seems to be more internal.
Yeah.
So it has healing capabilities, protections in battle. I need some of these items, by the way. Preservation from decay, as we've said with all these things, basically. Exorcism properties.
Yeah.
Which seems right, At least like expelling. Maybe not not necessarily demons, but it could expel probably any force that like wasn't directly that force, like any opposing force, really. And also, this one's good: miraculous multiplication. So Jesus does that with the fish and the wine and all, and the bread, the fish and the bread. Right, at one point, he turns water into wine and all that stuff. This multiplication thing, that's like one of the, like I was saying, Christians have all this internal stuff. This is one of these external Christian magics. It's like this multiplication thing where you're like duplicating items, which is
creating an abundance,
such like a quantum like multiplanar idea of being like he's dipping into like every version of like reality at that point shit. And like he's like I think what he's doing there is like he's pulling that same piece of bread and fish from like every reality at once and it's like throwing them out to the people, right? And like or like straight up duplicating it because like he's at this like level of creation where he can just create more because it's like he's like Jesus as a man. As we talk about like mantling God, he's mantled the Godhead of Yahweh. Like that's where he is. That's where I'm on my path of mantling Loki right now. Like 70, I can do that. But like that's like what's happening. That's what Buddha does. Like Buddha tries to mantle this thing and become nirvana. Like at some point, that's like what enlightenment is. It's this like I guess that's a term maybe for people that like are not knowing what I'm meaning by like mantling that. That's like that's a term for it. It's like becoming the Godhead. Like putting that on yourself, like embodying it. And like throwing your own like soul kind of out the window almost. It's like holding it still, like not like throwing it out, but it's like you are this other thing now. And like so shoot. Well, this might just be a full episode. I don't know. This might just be on the main feed.
We just got into it, man.
Hey, happy New Year. This maybe.
Whatever's happening.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Let's close this out let's walk this back a little bit now. We've covered this was kind of all over the place, but then you can see how it kind of almost wasn't. Like we try to tie as much as we can into one thing. We really weren't going off of any. What happened here again? We had somebody that was going to come on, and they ended up not making it. I had like the outline of like 3 different episodes. I just pulled up the notes for all of them, and I just kind of went off. But we can tie what you
started in with the UFO fucking update.
So yeah, I'd say like eyes in the sky for the drone stuff. That's going to be going on all through the next year. Just like with every repeated activity on a 24-hour news cycle, though, that's going to get pushed out and not really. Anything that's happening constantly, nobody cares about, even if it's like
everyone forgets about it.
Yeah. So like even like it's any war, like who gives a fuck about fucking Ukraine, Russia anymore? Like we don't care, but it's like you'd stop fucking posting about it. Where's your fucking
all of a sudden
your profile pic changed a month after, whatever. Like whatever the like icon you posted that month, it's changed now. Like.
You move on to the next thing.
So just like if I can implore everybody to just keep their eyes open to it, keep looking for it. If they can pass this off, if we can basically like if we are all going to be so sheepish as to like just see this and not care, then like there is no limit to it. Then it is just like Project Bluebeam, like they can summon anything.
It's going to be nuts.
That is like, and thank you to everybody on. Okay, I send people to as we're closing out. Definitely check out Pumpkin Hill Radio on all the socials. Threads specifically, but now like. TikTok has been blowing up with all because we're posting about 1 to 2 clips every day from like weekly episodes, like 2-minute long clips of just like random segment, like random parts of us going off about stuff on the TikTok. That's really blowing up. So if you want to make some comments there, meet some people that are chatting in the comment section, people are doing it there. For everybody that's like shouting out just like blue beam at me, like I get it. If you want to like be part of the conversation, please listen to the full episode so that you don't just come at me with, because sometimes they hear a minute of the episode and they're like, and they have all the stuff to add to it, and I appreciate that. But it's like
we already covered that.
We then cover that in the next 59 minutes of it.
Yeah.
So I super appreciate the comments.
We're very aware of Bluebeam. We know what's going on with Bluebeam.
Definitely keep on bringing it up. It's good to like.
But there's a mix.
I love knowing that people out there are also thinking about it. Like it's good to just So yeah,
just keeping the conversation going.
Yeah, check us out. Anything. PumpkinHillRadio.com is now our URL. We do own PumpkinHillRadio.com. I am slowly working on it. I have no experience on anything I've done in any of this podcast, from audio to video to web design to anything, to branding, and it's all sort of happening. So I'm working on web design right now.
It's getting better.
If you go to PumpkinHillRadio.com right now, you'll see a big ass Pumpkin PHR logo. You'll see a link to the Patreon, which is important. Definitely check out the link there or patreon.com/PumpkinHillRadio for a bunch of bonus stuff. Like we've already went over. I won't go over it again. But besides that, you also get a shout out. You get other stuff. It's a bunch of cool stuff you get there. But just as far as the website goes, then you like this, Dawson. At the very bottom of the website, let me show you what we got.
Yeah, let's see it.
It's real time here. Let me just go. Let's show you that we can go here. Just look up Pokemon.com. That's not what we want. So for the watchers, that's the site right there. It's my dirty phone. You scroll up. That's the episode. That's the description. Oh, it's gonna get all blurry on us. It'll focus back though. We're almost done here. Dawson, look at the bottom of the site. We got your host section right there.
Check it out.
And there's gonna be links at some point too to like our specific, channels.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Anything else as we close out? I'm pretty sure that's it. Thanks for watching.
Shout out Dubby.
Shout out again, Dubby. What's up? Coach Time Mother. Yeah. Check out the Etsy. Damn.
Check out the Patreon.
This has been a wild one.
This may be on Patreon. I don't know.
This has been a wild one. This might be like the first one of 2025 or the last episode of 2024. If this is the last episode of 2024, I promise you we're going to have we're going to do a recap of the full year, some of our favorite things, right? But until then, enjoy the content on our channels, share it everywhere, tell your friends to join the Patreon, join where you can still get in for $1. I have been Travis Wormwood, I got Dawson Trailer, this is Pumpkin Hill Radio. Let's get unblurred for this last second. And thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. God. See ya.